Yeah, this is Jeremiah, aka El Toro. This is my organic garden, my beautiful organic garden, my everything in life.
All right, Jeremiah. So I got some questions for you. What got you motivated to start up gardening? I'd like to hear your backstory.
Um, well, what got me motivated? Years ago, I was aimless internet browsing on YouTube, and I came across a gentleman by the name of John Kohler, his videos, and he teaches organic gardening. So I started slowly watching his videos and um, gaining knowledge of how to organic garden. And it got to the point where it was time for me to start to make a move. I had enough knowledge to actually know what I was doing, and this is where we're at today. This has been a journey. You know, it's when you start gardening, it becomes a lifelong journey. This isn't something that you just do for one season and forget about.
So how long have you had the garden for?
I've had it since I started putting it together in the beginning of 2017, and I took my time. Um, like I said, it was a process. This whole amazing thing here did not happen overnight, and even to this day, I'm always strategizing in my mind how to improve my garden, improve beds, move things around, maximize my space. Um, so I've had it for about a year and a half. I've actually been growing for about a year and a half now. So I'm relatively new to the organic gardening scene, but I feel like now I can hold my own with the best of them. And I actually want to get a shirt that says "Ask me about organic gardening" and wear it all the time. Yeah, and hopefully I can motivate people to start doing what I'm doing. You know, not to be copycats of me in my life, but just to better their own lives and enjoy not only the nutrition from eating raw, living organic food, but also enjoy the therapeutic effects that it has on you mentally with all the stresses of life and the woes and worries and financial things you have to unfortunately be a part of if you want to exist, especially here in America in a greed-driven society. You can have something like this to come like a retreat, like a paradise retreat that's all edible, and it's just a good feeling. And for those moments you're in what you've created, it's you're at peace. You're at peace with yourself, with your soul. It's very therapeutic. Um, any organic gardener knows what I'm talking
How many
about.
hours a week would you put in? Sounds like there's a lot to gardening for you.
Well, because I have the right kind of foundation to work off of, there's weeks that the only time I come out here is to pick up my dog poop. Like, I don't really spend much time. I'll kind of overlook and just kind of glance at things and see how they're doing. But that's kind of something that I need to work on. I should be out here more often. It just basically manages itself because it has the right kind of foundation, has the right kind of soil, the right kind of watering system, and I just work with the climate and I grow things that are acclimated to Las Vegas.
Okay. So on that last part, you said you grow things that are accumulated to Las Vegas. What are some of the vegetables and fruits that you're currently growing?
Oh my goodness. Oh, I have so many things growing right now. I got a bunch of Swiss chard here. I got a couple of tree collards. I got an Akira plant I got from John Kohler on growingyourgreens.com, which has edible tubes that go into the soil that you can cook and eat. It has really cool edible red flowers that you can eat. I have some basil. I have purple basil. I have a bunch of dandelion greens that activate the liver that are good for people that have had liver problems. I have a bunch of Chinese water pepper that have went to seed, thousands of seeds. I still have some tomatoes that are still ripening, even though it's this late into the fall. I have a bunch of ornamental kale. I have a ghost pepper plant that still actually has a bunch of ghost peppers on it. I'm going to move it into my greenhouse so that hopefully it survives the winter. I have a bunch of hybrid Thai purple. They're supposed to grow 16 inches long peppers. I don't think that they're going to get that big because, of course, we're not in Thailand, we're not in Vietnam, where it's a super hot, humid climate. I have some longevity spinach. I have some eggplant. I got a moringa. I got arugula, a bunch of arugula. I got some quinoa strawberries. I got a curry plant. I got a bunch of Egyptian spinach. I got some daylilies with edible flowers. In the summertime, you can eat their really nice, like, orange flowers that are edible. I got a bunch of different peppers right here. I have a bunch of Swiss chard. I got mint, chocolate mint, spearmint. I have back here, I have an almond tree. I have a jujube tree. and I have a few other things I can't quite remember right now growing.
So out of all the things you've listed, which ones would you say are the hardest to maintain, or the ones you have to be the most attentive to?
To be honest, I really haven't had any difficulties with being attentive to any one particular plant. I was growing some Lebanese squash, and that had some insane pest problems. So when I was dealing with that, I actually was having nightmares of these critters that were crawling. I literally had thousands of them eating the leaves of my Lebanese squash, and I just decided never to grow that again. I mean, just to avoid that problem.
Or what kind of tips would you give to anyone looking into getting into gardening?
Okay, so the first thing I would tell you is to go on Craigslist and OfferUp and just type in, garden, and see what you can purchase, like pots, planters, raised beds, and you can find killer deals on these things. Now, depending on where you're at, try to find a place that sells organic soil. A good quality soil usually costs around $50 to $65 a yard. When you get into organic gardening, remember, the most important thing is the soil. Soil is number one. If you can get some type of filtration system for the water that you're feeding your plants, that's great. I have a small setup right now. In a perfect world, rain water would be the best way to water your plants. But you just work with what you have and do the best you can. My future plans are to keep growing new and exciting and interesting things that I've never heard of or tasted before, all using organic methods. I would like to grow microgreens and sprouts and ferment black garlic and source these things to the community to help my community live a better existence and a more organic way of life. And that's pretty much it. That's the ultimate goal, the end game. And it's just to continue doing this the rest of my life and learning and just gaining experience and trying to grow things that are not necessarily supposed to grow in this zone, but just strategizing in my mind how I can make it happen.
All right, thanks, Jeremiah.
You got it.